Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hope for the elect. All right. This is an article on RT News. Ukraine is a quote-unquote gold mine, says a U.S. senator. All right. Allowing a Russian victory in the conflict would deprive America of access to vast mineral resources, Lindsey Graham says. All right. So, very rarely do you hear a politician come out and just tell the truth like this. All right, but this is why America gets involved in any conflict. Any conflict that you see them in is to steal some resources, all right, or to enslave another country financially. That's the only reason they do these things. They may mask it with some patriotic movement, if you will, and depict somebody as the enemy in their media. Just like they got all you goofies when you said pray for Ukraine. You didn't even know where Ukraine was on the map before, this situation happened. And you probably don't know now. But the American media just hyped you up and you followed them. All right. But this is the real reason that, they're getting involved. Once again, this is the reason they get involved with anything. All right. To enlarge their desire. As the scriptures say, I'm going to get into it. It says Washington cannot afford to allow Russia to achieve victory in the Ukraine conflict, as this would mean losing direct access to vast mineral assets, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has said. In an interview with Face the Nation on CBS on Sunday, Graham accused Russian President Vladimir Putin of being a megalomaniac, which is just somebody who feels that they're very important. All right. And you see that's the propaganda right there. They calling that man names. He's a megalomaniac. He thinks he's very important. Well, the U.S. moved the same way. So that's what they call the pot calling the kettle black, right? Says, who is attempting to recreate the Russian Empire by force of arms. More hypocrisy. That's what America has done. That's how America is stretched and enlarged their desire, on the whole world is by the force of arms. But, he's being called out for it. All right. It says he further claimed that if Moscow wins the current conflict, it will then take over Ukraine's wealth and share it with China. Graham described that prospect as ridiculous. All right, America and China don't see eye to eye. So this is basically them trying to play keep away from their enemies as it pertains to the assets, the mineral assets that's spoken of. They're just trying to play keep away from their enemies. You can't let them get the money in the minerals, and all the resources out of that land. We gotta steal it. That's the American way. All right. Describe that process as ridiculous, suggesting it would be better if this gold mine were available to the U.S. instead. It says they're sitting on 10 to 12 trillion of critical minerals in Ukraine. They could be the richest country in all of Europe. If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of. That 10 to 12 trillion of critical mineral assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China, Graham stated. So this shows that they're disingenuous in helping Ukraine anyway. Being facetious. It's all for the mineral resources. But once again, they had you saying, "Oh, for Ukraine, pray for Ukraine." They're just trying to make a business deal and keep that money away from Russia and China. Scripture said that the Most High is gonna make their tongue fall on themselves, man. This dude, he's an idiot, man. All right. Matter of fact, let's get the scripture. It's Habakkuk. Salakia, 1 second. Yeah, it's Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, "Yeah, also, because he transgressive by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." All right, neither keepeth at home. That's why the U.S. is spread all across the world as it pertains to military force and military bases. All right. Who enlargeth his desire is hell and is as death. Death follows this man everywhere he goes. Everywhere the U.S. has planted their proverbial flag, okay, it was a lot of death before they were able to do it. Come over there, they rape, rob, murder, and they plant their flag over there, right? And cannot be satisfied, right? But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So they basically want to do this business with Ukraine. They want to help Ukraine so they can start doing business with them, because they're going to be able to come to the table and say, well, we helped y'all against Russia. If it weren't for us, Russia and China would have had all your wealth. So what y'all going to do with that wealth now is give it to us, because we the reason y'all still got it. That's how they get out, man. All right. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Woe unto him that increaseth which is not his." This is all a business play. This is all a business play to increase what is not his. They got 10 to 12. That means you've been pocket watching anyway. They got 10 to 12 trillion dollars of natural resources. How you even know that? Right? Because he can't be satisfied, man. Like the scriptures say. Woe unto him that increaseth which is not his. Who is doing this amongst the nations? Like I've said before, it's just a process of elimination, man. It says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and await that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be booties unto them." Booties being spoils of war. All right. So the same way you going around robbing everybody, rape, robbing, and murder, same way America is going to be laid waste. Because these nations are sick of America, man. All right. It says, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein." All right. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right, now, that's Habakkuk 2. And I'm going to get back into the article in 1 second. I just want to get that word, covetousness, because this is another indicator of who this is talking about. Right, it's getting to the point you can't even defend it no more, all you naysayers out there. Who the hell else could this be talking about on the world right now? Yeah. All right, so to cut off, break off, and this is to be covetous. To cut off, break off, gain by unrighteous violence. Get, finish, be covetous, be greedy. All right, to gain by unrighteous violence. That's how you Americans have gained everything, by unrighteous violence. To gain wrongfully or by violence. All right, to violently make gain of. All right, this is you covetous nations, man, or you covetous nation, America. All right. Yeah, profit, unjust gain, acquired by violence, man. Who is this talking about? Other than, you Edomites, you Americans, you so-called white Americans, man, is in a power seat. Who's this talking about, man? But going back to the scripts. What Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consumed shame, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Man, that's Esau. All right, nobody else is doing this. All right, and this dude, Lindsey, I forget his name, Lindsey Graham, he just came out with it. Like, yeah, we going over there for the resources, man. But continuing on in the article, it says they're sitting on 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals in Ukraine. They could be the richest country in all of Europe. If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of. So it's the help is disingenuous. That 10 to 12 trillion of critical mineral assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. All right, this is a quote from dude. He said, "This is a very big deal how Ukraine ends. Let's help them win a war we can't afford to lose." They're sitting on a gold mine. To give Putin 10 to 12 trillion for critical minerals that he will share with China is ridiculous. So we're going to just play keep away with our enemies, basically. Is his mindset. Continuing on, Graham, a longtime Russia hawk and one of the staunchest supporters of Ukraine in the U.S. Senate, also called on the West to speed up the seizure of $300 billion in frozen Russian sovereign assets. He reiterated his demands for Russia to be designated a state sponsor of terrorism. See, that's that propaganda. It's that propaganda. Now they terrorists, which they Edomites too. They all wicked, But scam likely. They Edomites too. They all wicked. So they ain't no better. But talking about the American Edomite at the moment. A state sponsor of terrorism under U.S. law, a suggestion which earlier this year landed the senator on Moscow's list of extremists and terrorists. Says one day prior to Graham's remarks, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban argued that the West wants Kiev to win the conflict with Russia so that it can control Ukraine's wealth. In an interview with Here TV, Orban accused the U.S. and its allies of seeing Ukraine as a potential huge source of revenue which they will be able to control, provided Russia is defeated. He also said the conflict is a major boost for Western arms suppliers, creditors, and speculators, arguing that this is the reason it has dragged on for so long. So this is America just trying to make some money and get some resources, man. All right. And this is the same play every time that y'all keep falling for. Like if you watch sports, if let's say it's football, if somebody keep running the ball up the middle, they getting 6 or 7 yards a pop, you would think you would clog the middle, right? Because they're running the same play, not, continue to move like you're oblivious to it. And that's how you citizens are. You just act like you're oblivious to everything. Some of you are, Well, a lot of you know these things, but you just don't care because it's not affecting you. But when America starts getting judged for the wickedness of this man, it's going to affect you. All right. It says Moscow has repeatedly stated throughout the conflict that its goals are to protect the largely Russian-speaking population of Donbass against persecution by Kyiv and to ensure Russia's own security in light of NATO expansion towards its borders. Moscow has never spoken of any intention to take over Ukraine's resources, but has repeatedly stressed that the former Ukrainian regions which have chosen to join Russia, including Crimea, must remain under its control. So basically, everybody's just trying to help. America is just trying to help Ukraine for gain. That's all it is. Just like in the Middle East, we're going over there to fight terrorism. It's too much damn oil and resources over there. And they know if they start kicking Ishmael ass, they can take it over. So they know if they defend Ukraine from Russia, they can it's going to be a big, y'all owe us one. In the tune of 10 to 12 trillion. Let us get that.
If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of. That $10 to $12 trillion of critical mineral assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. This is a very big deal how Ukraine ends.
It's just the deceitfulness of Esau. All right. But I ain't going to hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Then I'm going to say shalom.